Nah. Counter-Strike 2 official leveling up the world trailer.
With over 20 years of
Heard
history,
this was coming out.
maps are a fundamental pillar of Counter-Strike. And in
is it just
Counter-Strike
updating
2,
the current
maps are getting a new look. But don't worry, you can still bring along your countless hours honing strategies and exploiting every corner and crevice. We took 3 approaches to improving maps while retaining their rich legacy.
Okay.
First, there are touchstone maps. Classic maps with solid foundations that players can use to evaluate gameplay changes from CSGO to Counter-Strike 2. These have improvements to lighting and character read, but otherwise haven't been
The
changed.
new maps.
Next, we have upgrades. These are maps that use new Source 2 lighting, including a physically-based rendering system that produces realistic materials, lighting, and reflections.
The old ones were definitely dated.
And finally, overhauls. The oldest maps have been fully rebuilt from the ground up, leveraging all of the Source 2 tools and rendering features. These tools will be available for community map makers to make it easier to build, experiment, and iterate. With upgrades to lighting, player read, and materials in Counter-Strike 2, even the familiar will feel brand new.
It's nice. We're gonna keep the fan base for sure.
Yeah, the smoke. I heard about that. Like you can shoot through the smoke and leave a little hole.
Huh. This year?
Yeah.
Counter-Strike is known for its visceral and
Official
satisfying
moving
gunplay.
beyond the tick rate trailer.
Now, firing a weapon looks pretty simple. You click your mouse, your character shoots, your target takes damage.
Yeah, Counter-Strike is
But there's a lot more happening behind the scenes. In previous versions of Counter-Strike, the game only evaluated moving and shooting in discrete time intervals, or ticks, and time between those ticks didn't exist.
And that's why they're probably like,
For the most part, the experience was seamless. But sometimes those milliseconds between click and tick could be the difference between landing or missing your shot.
Oh.
That's why with Counter-Strike 2, we're introducing sub-tick updates. Now the tick rate no longer matters for moving and shooting, so the server will know the exact moment you fired your shot, jumped your jump, or peeked your peek, and the server will calculate your precise actions between ticks.
Do you know
So what you see is what you get.
So look,
we're introducing sub-tick updates. Now the tick rate no longer matters for moving and shooting. Updates. Now the tick rate no difference between landing or missing your shot.
Basically all those ticks.
Milliseconds between click and tick could be the difference between landing or missing your shot.
It hits the next one.
That's why with Counter-Strike 2, we're introducing sub-tick
updates.
Like
milliseconds.
Now the tick rate no longer matters for moving and shooting, so the server will know the exact moment you fired your shot, jumped your jump, or peeked your peek, and the server will calculate your precise actions between ticks. So what you see is what you get.
Better for competitive play. Yeah, in between the old Okay, so are they just putting out little updates like this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Official responsive smoke. I heard about this. This is the one I really wanted to see.
With every order.
To be able to do this in a multiplayer session and have it sync
In a
up with
Counter-Strike match, information can mean the difference between success or failure. As a result, smoke grenades have become a cornerstone of team tactics. With Counter-Strike 2's new game engine, we've evolved smokes and made them dynamic. Smoke grenades now create volumetric 3D objects that live in the world. Now, not only do all players see the same smoke regardless of position, but the smoke can interact with the environment in interesting ways. It reacts to lighting, grows to fill spaces naturally. The shape of the smoke cloud can be pushed and carved by bullets and grenades.
And you just get
in Counter-Strike 2, smoke grenades provide even more tactical opportunities. They're just going to look and play better.
That's great mechanic. That changes the. It's considered a mechanic game just because the team fills the space and you can get rid of the
Okay,
cube.
yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I like that. That's probably now you're gonna see a lot of games start to pull
We're
that
gonna
in.
see this with a lot of games now. It's just like the technology's getting so much better.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's gonna be crazy what's gonna happen in the next 5 to 10 years in the gaming industry.
Fuck. Can you imagine Counter-Strike 3?
No, they'll probably keep this one up for 10, 20 years too, because the last
Probably,
one, the last
bro.
one was such a success.
When did Counter Strike?
If they keep to their fans, they won't mess this up. So this one will be able to survive too. And I'm just guessing,
Yeah, Counter Strike 1 release date. When was this? 2000. It's been 23 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, another 20 years. You're not wrong.
Yeah, that's if it's successful though. It has to emulate the first one a little bit,
Yeah.
To some degree, it has, because if it can't capture what it did in the first one.
But the smoke can interact with the environment in interesting
It
ways.
looks like it's on a good
It
page.
reacts to
No,
light,
they're not changing anything.
grows
It's the
to
same
fill
map.
spaces
They're
They're just
naturally.
updating visuals
The
and
shape
they're
of the smoke cloud can be
adding,
pushed and carved by
physics to
bullets
fog.
and grenades.
Which does
In
change gameplay a
Counter-Strike
little
2,
bit, but I think
smoke
people are gonna
grenades
really
provide
like it.
even more tactical
Yeah,
opportunities.
that's really cool.
They're just going
when
to
he
look
when he shoots
and
through
play
it.
better. They're just going to look and
Yeah, when he
even
shoots
more
through it right here.
tactical opportunities. They're just
You
going
actually
to look
you actually see where they're shooting
tactical
from.
opportunities. They're just going to look and play better.
Yeah, that actually changed the game on smoke. No. I'm saying now, every time you throw a smoke bomb and shoot through it, they're gonna know where you're shooting.
Yeah.
As opposed to before, that was not the case.
Yeah, you just be shooting blind. Well, you could.
Well, you could
kind of see where the bullets are
you could
coming
see
from.
trace around it, but there
If
wouldn't
they'd come through, it's like okay, it's just
No.
somewhere in that angle.
there wouldn't be holes in the smoke
You don't need
itself.
holes, though.
No, I know,
In
but there would
Battlefield, you
be.
didn't need
I know
holes.
there was tracer rounds. There was tracers.
You could. Well, it wasn't even tracers. You just see the.
No, the game has tracers on.
Yeah, I
bullets.
guess sure.
But I'm saying that's how you could tell where they're coming from.
Yeah, you can see that
And
bullet
muzzle
come
flash.
out of that. But as soon as you see that bullet come out of the smoke, you can see what direction it came from.
Yeah, absolutely. But this just makes it like much more clear.
Yeah.
You literally see them. It's a hole. You're like, there you are.
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool as.
Yeah, it's probably gonna have a lot of success. I'd imagine.